Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
It's Coffee Ann on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us for Coffee Ann on Friday morning, June 28th, last Friday in the month of June. I'm Joe Callahan. Let's say hello and good morning to the Coffee Ann panel. There's Melissa Murray. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning.
Morning to you. And Dave Richards is here as well, pounding away on his laptop.
What do you know?
Because that's what he does best. And while you're looking over your laptop, Dave.
You people are expecting me to do this stuff, you know.
To play solitaire on your laptop?
No, I don't play solitaire. Denise does that.
He's keeping the place together.
Denise is the big gamer in our family. You know.
So you're playing Hearts.
Me, I don't have time for that baloney.
All right. Speaking of baloney, no, I'm kidding. Let's get a first message from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
In my inbox from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, Joe.
Okay.
I see this big old one here that's titled Advocacy in Action. And it's all about the business-related legislation that was passed by those legislative critters down there in Providence during their recently ended session. And some of which was signed into law by the governor, and the governor didn't sign everything into law, but it seems like most of the biggies he did. So there you go, like that. And but if you want to know about that stuff, and really, you're responsible for knowing these things. But does the government ever make a big deal about these new laws they pass, other than a little flash in the pan to take a bow? No, they have varying degrees of effectiveness, I've noticed. When it comes to communicating to you changes in the law. It's more like, by the way, there's a penalty for not doing this or doing it the wrong way. Before you even get to that, the Chamber of Commerce slips you a little note and says, okay, look out for this. Now, that's a friend, right? Mm-hmm. Who warns you of approaching danger. And there you have it, guys. It's not government's job to be nice. It's government's job to wield the sword of righteousness.
That's a stretch.
That's their job.
All right, but back to serious business. There's a bunch of things coming up in August. July, they're kind of like taking the month off. I remember when Paul Willett used to visit us from the chamber, and even John Gregory. Yeah, they used to say, people don't show up for stuff in July much. So we're kind of like kicking back a little bit and making our plans for August and September, and they indeed are. Because the Welcome Wednesday on August the 7th, plan for this one, it's in the morning, 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. At the Residence Inn in Lincoln. So Welcome Wednesday. And you can register for that if you got it in your email box. You get it in your email box if you're a member. Then there's the Businesses Brewing event on the 14th of August at the Providence Brewing Center, and the Executive Golf Outing, for which there is still some space available, on September 17th. You get there around 11:30 to check in. I think you're whacking balls by 1, and 6:30 you're done with din-din.
You drive the golf balls, Dave. You don't whack them.
You haven't golfed with me, Joe.
Good point. All right.
Anyway, it's a good, funny line. Kirkbrae Country Club is the location, sponsored by Opportunities Available. Oops. Sponsorship opportunities available. I misread it. So sorry. Liz, forgive me. All right. And the Bolden Business Breakfast is coming up in October. We'll tell you much more about that as time goes along. But all you got to do is just join the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. If you have a little side hustle, a little part-time job, a little business, maybe you're just operating a business for somebody and they're not a member of the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. Think of the benefits, and I think that you'll make the decision that the return on investment and chamber membership is always right for you. 334-1000, call after 9 this morning.
All right, thank you very much there, Dave.
You're
All
welcome.
right, I don't know if you heard this, Melissa, but we had an official tornado.
Yes. Yeah.
National Weather Service says, yep, in EF1, which is the lowest, right? Isn't that the lowest number?
That is
of
a baby,
okay.
a
It's
baby tornado.
Well, yeah, with maximum winds of 100 miles an hour.
Right,
so
just a baby.
It's a pretty strong baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, over in Lincoln, it went over into Cumberland and then headed into Attleboro before it just dissipated. As I told Dave earlier, tornadoes like to find golf courses. and that's where it ended up at the Chamawa Golf Course over there
Could have been
in
worse,
Apple.
right?
Oh, sure, no injuries
Nobody
were
lives
reported,
on the
so
golf course,
that
right,
was good,
so-
and it snapped a lot of trees in its path and things like that. So that big storm we had just a few days ago, yes, people saying, yeah, I think there might have been. You got the tornado warning, and either on your phone or you saw it somewhere or heard
Yep.
it on the radio. So
In
we actually
Massachusetts,
have
you
one.
did. You didn't get it here in Rhode Island. They didn't issue it. For
They didn't
Rhode
issue
Island.
it?
They didn't issue
Wow,
it. For Rhode
maybe
Island.
that's why I got it on my phone. All right, so that's
So
what
we have
happened.
thunderstorm is all we heard.
That's it. Okay, so yeah, an official tornado touchdown in Lincoln just a couple of days ago. All right, let's move on to what a lot of people will be talking about today. Dave did not watch the debate last night. Melissa,
Yeah.
did you watch the debate last night? Any of it?
I
didn't watch the-
tried.
I tried. How far did you get?
Wait
Not-
a minute. What do you mean when you say I tried? It sounds like you couldn't bear to look.
That's
Is that what
correct.
you
that's-
mean to
That's
say?
exactly what
Yeah,
you're saying.
that is.
So it
Try-
started at 9. When did you go? Okay, that's enough of this. 9:30, quarter to 10.
Say-
No, earlier than
Mercy.
that.
Earlier. Wow, about quarter
You
past
know,
9.
Mercy.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Okay.
Um,
What was bugging you the most?
I wish we had. I mean, okay, I say this, and you know don't have to tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to vote for Trump, but I wish we had better choices.
Okay. A lot of people are
Well,
saying
you
that.
shouldn't-
That's a lot of people have that thinking.
You should not say I'm not going to vote for Trump so early in the game.
It's not. Oh my
You're not
goodness.
We've had
surprised
this
at that,
conversation
huh?
before.
He's been around
for the
for-
benefit of our audience. You know that I always wait till very, very close to an election.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm in the voting booth to make my final decision based on everything I've heard
done
and
that.
seen.
I've done that in some races.
Yeah,
I have.
but for
you
this
know?
presidential one, you think that it's fait accompli?
For me, it is.
Yeah.
All right, good. I mean,
That's just. I'm just talking about me personally.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you have a
Okay.
great deal of faith in Ms. Harris.
Wow.
Is that the deal? I'm baiting you into. I'm just having fun.
No,
with
no,
you,
I
Melissa,
know. I
because
know. I'm like, ooh,
in a very-
that's rough.
In a
Yeah.
couple of weeks, Melissa won't be around for us to pick on, so I'm trying to get it all in now.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah,
In a
that's right.
playful
That's
sort
right.
of
That's
way.
right.
Yeah.
I don't consider that
Yeah.
because I don't like to think that way,
Right.
and it would be terrible for us to lose any president in office.
Well, that's
It's
true.
just, right? It would
loss of
just-
life is not to be joked about. I suppose. You're right about that.
particularly, our commander in chief. I mean, there's, but it's.
Don't babble on. You'll sound like.
I couldn't watch
Do
it.
you
I couldn't
realize
watch
now
it.
that
Okay.
that all the late night talk shows, the comedians that run them and stuff like that, and all the stand-up comedians across the country are now starting a new vernacular, and social media will jump on this like a bum on a bologna sandwich. And I predict that in 2 weeks, every time we do something like one of those, The Simpsons would say, "Don't," right? Anytime you do something stupid, pull the Joe Biden.
due to his misspeaking.
Do you
And
have any
stumbling last
idea
night.
this is going to happen? I predict this
But
is going.
this
I've
is-
seen these
But
things
folks
happen
are doing
before.
that on both sides. Like
Huh?
folks are already doing that on both sides.
Right.
But now they have new material.
Well,
with
right,
Joe
but
Biden.
I mean, Trump is constantly providing new material.
And did you hear?
So it's this is one of those things where people I think have already made their decision. This is a really early debate, very early, but there's really only ever been 2 people in the race. Unlike in other years, really
Didn't I get through to you at all? I have not made my decision yet.
Well, the question then. The question for Dave.
I
is,
refer back to my earlier comment.
Oh no!
Question for Dave, because Dave he pays attention to this kind of stuff and it's all television stuff. Now RFK Jr. was not on the stage
Right.
with the 2. He had his own debate. I don't know where he was, but John Stossel
We don't know if anybody came
was
to his, but-
By himself.
was moderating that, and he had his own group of followers he had an audience. So they would look at CNN. They would hear the question. They would get the 2 answers from Biden and Trump, and then stop. And, okay, RFK, you answer. Now, according to X, because that's where you could watch it on X.
Oh, that's
their,
That's
their
right.
numbers
Exclusive.
say that's right. Their numbers say that, and we're going to believe them for right now. They said 5 to 5.5 million people tuned into them. I don't have any numbers yet of who watched it CNN, ABC, NBC, because on all the networks as well.
Right.
Is
The
five,
overnights aren't in yet.
That's right. Is 5 million? Is that a small number that tuned into that, or is that a decent number of American voters? Let's say.
Well, it's a number that makes me hopeful
Okay.
because I'm sitting here crying, I want better choices.
Someone else. Okay.
Like at least 5.5 million other Americans.
All right.
But 5.5 million is not a lot when you're
Yeah.
talking about how many people are going to vote for a president in a few months.
And you're assuming that they're all voters.
But you have to
Yes.
understand something else. Well, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right
Yeah.
about that. A lot of them might have been there for the sparkle, the novelty of
Yeah.
it, and things
Right,
like that.
right,
How
right.
they're going to get this done, and
And what about people like me that went in, and then got out, and then went back in?
They just wanted to see
And
what was
then- and
going
then get
on,
out.
right?
That's
right.
Yeah.
And then
right.
went back in.
That's where the-
Entertainment
And got
is
back out.
entertainment.
that's
Am I
where the
counted?
term unique visits comes
Okay.
into play. So
Yeah.
if they're not using the word unique visits,
And then not.
Right, right.
They just the viewers were.
then
They use viewers.
they are doing it but you know something, coming and going and coming and going and coming and going is all part of broadcasting and the internet.
All right.
The largest part of coming and going isn't people starting and stopping, it's people losing a connection and
Yes, I was
reconnecting
just thinking
again.
the same thing because this happened to me.
Because as much as I
didn't lose
lo-
mine.
as much as I dearly love our little TV station, I get the reports back of
Yeah.
people just getting dropped.
Yeah.
And we don't know why. It's a local issue. Maybe some kid down the street on the same node of the internet is gaming, and they and their friends got really going at it. And it affected
I went into the
your,
wrong room of my house and I don't get good reception there.
I get
Yeah.
good
Well,
it
Wi-Fi there.
happens. It happens.
or they're trying to view in a car that's moving.
Yeah.
And they keep gaining and losing connection. You're always going to have that.
Mm-hmm.
So there are two different types of broadcasting. People keep trying to paint the streaming with the same brush as broadcasting over the air. I belong to a trade association, I told you, Joe, where they're trying to get some sort of a handle on over-the-air listening by measuring the online mystery and then using a multiplication factor. I says, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, that's not right.
As if Nielsen and Arbitron weren't inaccurate enough. I mean, this is really you're heading the wrong direction on this, but this just the way it is. So, a couple of other things we wanted to say about this sort of thing. Is that a lot of? It's a lot of connections. I'll tell you right now, we're not likely to have 5.5 million people watching our Levitt concert tonight.
Right.
We could support it if it happened, because we pay enough money for that, but we don't expect it. This was something of a wide enough interest that enough people would do that, and they should be patted on the back for the attempt at the very least, and do it. So that's good. Getting back to what happened last night, of course, Vice President Harris said what she had to say.
Oh yes.
She couldn't look stupid because she might be the next president. So she had to say, well, he started off slow, but he finished strong. I love my Joe. And like that. So that went that way. But it's the White House staffer, who's soon to be a former White House staffer, that was quoted by our NBC News Radio saying, "Oh my God, he looks so bad."
Yeah.
A White House staffer said, "Oh my God, he looks."
Do we have
so
a name on
bad."
that, or is that
They said a
anonymous?
name, but I didn't catch
okay,
it.
Okay.
Because the people on our network are. I have my differences with them. they say a name first, so that you never remember it before you know what was interesting about what they, you know. We were just talking about that with one of the political candidates that came in yesterday to record an announcement. In the first part, they do the entire announcement. In the first part of their announcement, they do not say their name. They wait till they say something that's interesting that will get you to care. And then they say their
who they
name.
are.
Now, that's genius. That's the way it's supposed to be done. But that's not how they do it here.
All
So
right.
I don't know the name of that soon-to-be former staffer.
That's right.
Because you just don't diss the franchise player the morning after a game on a national network hookup.
Right.
All right.
Right.
More on this is coming up. But we're going to take our first break here in the Coffee and program. So
Has
Dave,
Meg called in?
Not yet.
Okay.
Quick message though, Dave, from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
Very quick. 334-1000. They answer the phone after 9 o'clock. Don't call before that. You want to listen to Coffee Ann, which is continuing after these words.
In a world where good food, friendly faces, and unforgettable memories collide, there's one place that stands out from the rest. Gators Pub is proudly celebrating 35 years of excellence in North Smithfield. Join us at Gators Pub, where every visit feels like coming home. Our secret to success? It's simple. Our super friendly staff and mouth-watering dishes prepared fresh daily by our talented chefs. Sink your teeth into our delectable lunch specials from Monday through Thursday and savor complimentary soup to warm your soul. Enjoy the game day excitement with multiple TVs showing the Boston Red Sox while indulging in classic appetizers like our famous potato skins and pita chips. Looking for a lively atmosphere to watch volleyball games? Look no further. Pair it with our juicy burgers or the latest cocktail creations to elevate your experience. Gators Pub, your ultimate destination for good times and great food. Come and celebrate with us at Gators Pub on Route 102, just a mile before Wright's Chicken Farm. Make every moment memorable at Gators Pub, where good friends and great flavors meet. Remember, there are no strangers at Gators Pub, just good friends you haven't met yet.
The Coffee Ann panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Radio.
It is Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Joe
And
Callahan
another thing,
here.
Joe.
Hang on, Joe. I'm Joe Callahan. Melissa Murray's here. Dave Richards here. Yes,
I am?
I believe we have Meg on the phone.
Oh,
I did.
So
Can't talk about the
did you want to hear?
president?
Did you want to say one more quick thing about
I
the
did hear it
debate?
No, let's talk to Meg.
Okay.
Meg's time is valuable. This is concert day.
Is this Meg?
Good morning.
It's the Megster.
It is Meg Rigo here to talk to us about Levitt Amp Woonsocket Music Series week number 3. It's flying by, isn't it, Meg?
Well, I don't know. The weather the past 2 weeks has made it fly very slowly, but yes, we are flying forward. I believe that despite some,
Meg,
negative news
Meg,
people
you
were
notice that-
dealing with yesterday, we are happy moving forward.
Oh, it looks great for today.
Meg, I saved you the agony of looking at my weather update this morning. I figured I'd see you, figuratively, on the radio today. They changed the forecast for today.
Well, you're going to
Tell me
scare her,
everything.
Dave.
Since Sunday, it has been absolutely every word, every number, every period exactly the same since Sunday. Sunny, high 78. Today they changed it.
2. Ready, Meg?
That's her line.
I'm ready. I'm waiting on bated breath.
Sunny, high 77.
Oh, my goodness. We can bring a sweater with us to the party tonight. It's gonna be great.
That's right. So tonight's not opening act, the main act tonight is the duo Okan. O-K-A-N. Are they from Cuba, Meg, or are they just Cuba inspired?
They are from Cuba. They do Afro-Cuban beats. The two women, one of them is like a master drum player, and the other one is a violin
Player.
virtuoso,
And she
is
plays
how
one of those
is
funny
described.
violins that don't have a body on it.
Okay, it's just strings.
Amazing. And they now live in Canada, so they have this like very multicultural vibe going on.
All right, that's really cool. Who do you have? Do you know who you have for an opening act for tonight?
I figured whoever shows up and plays an instrument on stage could be the opening act. No. We have
I'll show up.
our opening act this week is Mel. So we have some great women power on stage tonight. Mel is a singer-songwriter. She's got a killer set of vocals. She'll be up there with her guitar, and she's really an enjoyable presence, I would say. She talks about doing music that is like poetic and healing, but also has a lot of power behind it.
Fantastic. So Mel takes the stage at 6 o'clock tonight, and then we'll have the main act a little later on. Free live music down at River Island Art
So
Park.
you got pretty music, and then you got music you can dance to.
Exactly.
What are you looking at for food trucks for tonight?
So this week we've got 3 trucks.
Ooh.
We have Buns Up. They were also there last week.
Yeah, and
so
you
Bun
know
Bus does-
something? I didn't get a chance to have my hot dog from them
Well, do it today.
Oh.
because it was pouring
The rain
rain
got in
during
the
the
way.
2-hour and 25-minute rain delay, right? And I'm saying, I got to eat. So I told Dave Tebow, I says, here, there's no concert running. So, I mean, just keep these tapes going, will you? And I ran over to his station, and he was feeding the people up at Millrace. So
We get crafty. We get creative. So
I guess
he
so.
was in hot demand, even though people were
Well, that's
upstairs
it.
and inside last week. But
And-
he'll
and
be
I-
outside in the park this week. He has hot dogs, kielbasa. He made walking tacos. I don't exactly know what that is, but that's delicious to
that
me.
sounds like something I'd try.
A nice variety. And then we have Methods of a Mad Woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
What a name,
The
right?
Yes.
truck has got that name, right?
Methods of
but
a Mad
inside,
Woman,
I've
yeah.
eaten at this truck before.
Yeah.
It
Seriously.
does.
Y-
It does. She has
you must
rice
remember
bowls,
Bob Egan and Rick and the rest of
Yeah.
the Egan family. Very, very big. This is the next generation.
Okay.
Is it a niece? Well, it depends on which Egan you're talking about, I suppose, right? But she runs that truck, and she is squared away.
What does she sell, Meg?
She does a lot of like rice bowls,
Yeah.
fried coconut shrimp. She has on-the-go charcuterie board. She has some vegetarian options, truffle, garlic, Parmesan, popcorn, chicken. I'm just reading this off the menu because now I think I've decided what I'm eating for dinner. But a lot of options, all sound delicious. And then our third truck tonight, a dessert truck, is Layered with Love. They are located right in Woonsocket. They work out of the Millrace kitchen, and they make dipped fruit. So imagine
Dipped
chocolate-covered
fruit.
strawberries and varieties of
I
that.
love dipped fruit.
Chocolate covered
Right.
bananas
What
are
do they-
awesome.
What do they
Yeah, they
dip
are,
it in?
especially when they're frozen.
Yes. Yes.
Anything you want, right?
All right. Great food at River Island Art Park tonight. Corseros will be down.
And plus there'll
selling
be
drinks
kids
for
things
the
to go
over
on
20
for the
crowd.
whole family too, right? And we can use the grass.
We can walk on the grass, and it's absolute beautiful lawn. So we have the park is now fully open and extended, and there's grass. It's going to be beautiful. People should definitely bring a sweater because it might get chilly as the evening goes on. And we do have a special guest this week. So during intermission, our friend Daryl Black Eagle Jameson will be doing a brief performance in promotion of his powwow that was initially scheduled for Sunday. I have not heard an update as to how the powwow is failing.
The powwow
the
looks a
face
little wet
of the
this
weather.
week. The powwow looks a little wet.
Yeah.
But you know, they know what to do with wet.
Dara will figure it out, but he will be in the park. He'll be doing a song and then an interactive dance if anyone from the audience wants to engage.
Well,
And
he's a
then we
joyful
have-
figure, and anybody who meets Daryl comes away thinking they have a new friend.
Absolutely. And then we have a book vendor, so Mark Binder, who writes his own children's books, is going to be in the park.
Mark Binder. Isn't
what a
that-
name, right?
What a
He was
clever name
designed-
is a book guy.
Yeah, he didn't have many options when
I
he
guess
came into
not.
this world.
Wow.
Like, you will be either the bookmark creator or the writer of the book. So he'll be there. He'll be selling his books, signing autographs, doing some storytelling with kids. And then one of our sponsors, Blue Cross Blue Shield, is going to be on site tonight doing some special giveaways. They are raising awareness about the necessity of cancer screening. The age for cancer screening has gone down, and they want to make sure that everybody knows about that. And so that was part of the reason why they signed up and sponsored the concert series this year. So they'll be there to spread that message to anyone that wants to listen.
All
And
right,
the
Meg.
ONTV truck will be there. We have magazines to give away on the table outside the door. And you can look inside.
There will be tables outside doors because it will be dry.
Because it'd be nice.
Yes, because we brought them the last 2 weeks and we didn't put them out. and while you're looking through the magazine or picking up your magazine, you can look up and you can see the broadcast on the big screen, which we'll be able to leave on the outside of the truck because it won't be raining. And look inside and see how the sausage is made.
Amazing.
So
Amazing.
it won't be a challenge for Adam Brunetti, who's on sound today. It's going to be kind of dull for him, huh?
You know,
dull
I
evening.
think that it's important when people are out there and they're working that they are fully stretched to the extent of their capabilities. And so that is what the weather has done for us the past 2 weeks.
All right.
Sometimes, though, we just need to have a beautiful night in the park, and that's what we're looking forward to tonight with anyone that wants to bring a lawn chair or a blanket or a picnic and come and join us. We'll be in River Island Art Park in Woonsocket from 6 to 9 o'clock. It's going to be a great night, beautiful weather, and really beautiful performances.
And after tonight, Meg, you can relax. You can take a week off because you're having a week off because of the 4th of July. And then you come back strong on July 12th with Steve Smith and the Naked
Oy.
Truth and go for the next 7 weeks
It's
in a
going to be
row.
a big one.
So
We might need 2 parks for that one, Meg.
Thank God we have extra grass. It's amazing.
all right, Meg. So thanks for joining us and good luck tonight with Mel and with Okan. Should be a great night at River Island Art Park.
Thank you.
Thanks for
have a
calling
great
in,
day.
Meg. We'll see you this afternoon in the
Bye,
park.
Meg.
So long.
Bye now. All right, Meg Rigo with 11 Amp joining us on Fridays
Super.
here on ON Radio. Okay. From what I noticed, just a little bit on the debate last night, when Joe Biden was introduced and he walked out very slowly, I thought, and he was very stiff. He was very conscious, I think, of where he was stepping, so he didn't make a mistake. But he did point, like, I don't know where, like, am I supposed to go to the podium now or do I stand here?
Oh, no.
And he did.
You couldn't be saying that.
Well, he pointed at the podium and because he stopped, and then someone, a stage director, said, "No, go right to the podium." So he did, but then Trump walked out, and he's not very spry either.
No, he's not.
So he not quite as stiff as Biden, but still stiff. I'm like, okay, and
I mean, they're 3 years apart.
yeah. So, and then but you must have heard it the misspeaking on Biden, couldn't mixing up his billions and trillions, that kind of thing. He mixed up COVID a couple of times as well, and but he caught himself. He it's not like he misspoke and didn't realize I just said the wrong word. He always caught it and then tried to correct himself. After that, I'm like, the one time though, and we've heard it on our national news, he was coming down to the end of his time, and he said, Medicaid's been killed. And then he had to stop because he was out of time, or he said something like that. And then it was time for Trump's response, and he just jumped right on it and said, "Yeah, and you killed it," kind of thing. So there's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
Joe Biden called
There's a
Donald
lot
Trump
of-
a sucker and a loser.
There's a lot-
So there's
that's
a lot of
Trump's
that.
line.
I know he used it. That's what he was bringing up. He goes, "You said this first." He said, "No, you're really the sucker and the loser." And then Biden brought up. He goes, "By the way, there's only one convicted felon on the stage tonight. That's you." But then Trump went and brought up Hunter. I said, geez,
Yeah, that's not really.
it's not necessary. And I go, don't bring up his kids. His son's got really nothing to do with who you're going to vote for
Right.
president, but he did
Right.
anyway. So there was a lot of that kind of stuff going on too.
But nothing
So.
that you didn't expect that was going to happen.
No, I did think Trump toned it down. He wasn't as loud as he's been in the past, and he
Didn't have to be.
Because
Joe
they
was
cut the
feeding
mics.
lines. He was
That's right,
feeding
they-
them straight lines.
Well, and they kept shutting off his microphone, so
Yeah.
he kept it kind of calm and like that. So, and actually, both sides say they won. The RFK
Yeah.
people said they won.
Yeah.
Of course.
They also say they expect their points
Yeah.
to go up by 12 by
Which
the
would
end
get
of
them on
July.
a stage.
That's what they're looking for to be in
Right.
the next debate. Will it go up by 12 points? I don't know. We'll have to see. Will there even be a next debate? Has that even been announced? Oh yeah, we'll do another one in August or September or whatever.
Well, normally they wouldn't do it until September and October.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
I don't know why this one was done
They'd
so
announce
early.
it in
but-
September and do it in October.
Okay.
And I've seen them do them toward the end of September.
Yeah.
Right around Autumn Fest time is when the debates you would have. I mean, I'm just thinking back, over the years.
I like that there was no crowd, no yelling and screaming, so that part was good. I like that they shut each other's mics off too.
Yeah, you have to. You
that
have to
helped
stop.
a lot, even though it didn't happen too often. Sometimes you could hear them
It
talking in the
doesn't-
background,
yeah.
and when they realized their mic wasn't on, they just shut up. So, my mic's been
Yeah.
shut off.
It doesn't make things exciting though. It makes things issue based.
But we're not there to be entertained.
Right.
Yeah.
We're there to get an idea of who these people are that might get the job.
Yep. The big thing was
And if we approve of them.
They did talk about, and Trump is getting lambasted this morning by African Americans because he talked about that immigrants are taking away black jobs, he's saying they're all saying, well, what are black jobs?
Yeah. That's a
like,
misspeak. It should be
he
jobs
just-
that blacks would
normally get, or,
right.
or something
Jobs
like
from
that.
blacks
or
is-
jobs for black people. He didn't say it that way. He said just, they're taking away all the black jobs. Well, what are the black jobs, Donald? It's like, uh-oh. So, all right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program right now. We'll get away from the debate, and we're bringing the weather forecast right now, being sponsored by KFC.
Beautiful sunny skies today and a high near 77 degrees, just a tiny breeze from the north. Tonight, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 56. Saturday's weather, partly sunny with a high of 77. Saturday night, the rain comes in. Sunday, 100% chance of showers and possibly a thunderstorm, mainly before 5 p.m. And then it starts clearing up, but very slowly. High of 84 on Sunday and winds gusting to 25 miles per hour from the southwest. Monday, mostly sunny skies and 77. Tuesday, sunshine and 81. Wednesday, sunshine and 84. And on Independence Day, Thursday, mostly sunny skies and a high near 86 degrees.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, we do have sunny skies. We have a very comfortable 68 degrees. The new taste of KFC deals start at just $4.99. Grab a drum, thigh, creamy mashed potatoes, and a biscuit. Only at KFC. Prices and participation vary. Tax, tip, and fees are extra.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Lou Mandeville here to tell you the only place to get your local high school and college scores, as well as the Pats, Bruins, Celtics, and Sox is on My Morning Sports Reports. And they are right here on ON 1240, Monday through Friday on the Morning Fun Show.
This portion of the Coffee and program is being sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
It is Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Dave Richards with us as well. Normally, Rich Lane joins us from Post 85 here in the city.
We are without
on
Rooster
Fridays, but he
today.
is not here today. He had something else he had to attend to.
Right.
So Melissa was taking a quick look on her phone of things that are going on at Post 85. Have you found anything, Melissa?
I have found it, so I'm
Okay.
going to do my best to stand in. So Saturday, June 29th,
That would
That's
be
tomorrow.
which is tomorrow.
Can't fool me.
So Many Roads is playing at Post 85.
Grateful Dead.
And
They
yep.
only need one. That's River Street to get there.
And Saturday, July 6th, is the Runnin' Wild Band at Post 85. You know, their outdoor pavilion is open now, so it is rain or shine because, it's not dependent on the weather. You can just go under the pavilion. They have a little outdoor bar area there, and it's always a good time. And then Wednesday, July 10th, putting this on your calendar, is Bike Night at Post 85 at 5:30 p.m. And if you need any information, they have a really great Facebook page and also website that has all of their listings. And you can also go on our website, onesocketradio.com, and click on the events link, and it not only will show all of the events at Post 85, but it will also show all of the events that of which we are aware in the Blackstone Valley. And then if you have an event that you would like to put on our calendar, you can email events@onesocketradio.com.
All right, there, Melissa. Thank you very much. You did
She
very
did
well.
that well.
Nice
She did
standing
that
for
well.
Rich. Okay, very good.
Give a little round of
All
applause.
right, on the
Yay.
statewide stuff, Melissa, did this come as a surprise? Rhode Island Housing Secretary Stephen Pryor is stepping down.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I just think it was. I don't think anybody anticipated that he would suddenly step down and guess he's leaving for the private sector.
Says he's taking to take a job in the private sector. Doesn't
Yep.
say with who though.
Right. No,
Okay.
we don't know. So I saw that yesterday on Twitter. That's how I found out. So
Probably how a lot of people found out.
yeah, that's probably how most people found out. And of course, this is Rhode Island, so everybody knew in about 10 minutes. Yeah.
He put out in a statement. Pryor says, well, yeah, when Governor Dan McKee asked him to be the housing secretary, they said, okay, I'll do it for a year to start the new housing department and bring about needed housing activity. He says he's proud of his accomplishments, by the way. But have you seen a lot of housing activity under Stephen Pryor?
I'll be honest, I haven't. And when he was first appointed, he talked about, creating this plan, this master plan, and we kept saying, like, we need to see the plan. We would like to see the plan. Like, what is the plan? And, oh, yeah, we're working on that plan. We're working on that plan. And then the last meeting that I saw him at was finance committee meeting, and we said, what about the plan? And he said, oh, no, there's no plan. It's just a kind of a free flow thing, and there's no plan.
I guess not.
So there's been studies done, but
Yeah.
not a lot of activity.
I guess it's kind of early, but any names being kicked around that will
I haven't
replace
heard of
him?
any. No,
Not
I
yet?
honestly haven't heard of any.
You want the job?
I absolutely do not.
Okay. Someone get a hold of the governor and say, Melissa, cross her name off the short list.
No. I have another different job to do that I like very much.
Okay.
And hopefully that I will be repeating. And we need somebody really. That's a huge task. It's a vital need in this state, and we need somebody who is experienced and can get it done.
Okay. The governor did veto some bills yesterday, but he was also in Woonsocket signing bills
Yes.
yesterday.
Yep. First bill signing in Woonsocket that I think that I know of.
Which bills did he sign yesterday here in
So
Woonsocket?
he was at Thunder Mist Health, and he signed one of my bills, one of Senator Oyer's bills, and one of Senator Mack's bills. And at Thunder Mist Health Center at 9:00 in the morning. And this is the second year I put in this bill. Put it in last year, and it is around HIV prevention. It's really amazing that we actually now have drugs that can prevent the transmission of HIV, whereas you can remember, I can remember, we can all remember when HIV was a death sentence.
Oh, yeah,
right?
that was it.
So right. So we can prevent this, but medications can't work if people can't access them. So my bill would eliminate the prior authorization that was put in by the insurance companies, and it allows you to get medication from the pharmacist, so with no out-of-pocket costs. So if you think that you have been exposed, you have a certain amount of time where you can take these medications and practically eliminate the chance that you will develop the virus.
All right.
So it will save lives. It was very striking to me. So I went to Woonsocket Pride a couple of weeks ago, and they had the Rhode Island AIDS quilt. People do this when you go and you look at the AIDS quilt and you look at how many people have lost their lives. And I knew that this bill was headed towards passage. And so it really struck me then, looking at the quilt, that, wow, we can actually see a day where we are going from this is a death sentence to a day when no more no more squares need to be added to that quilt. So
That'd be great.
yeah, it would. Mayor Beauchamp was there, super supportive. That was a first for me as well, and it was great. It was.
What
good.
you know what the other bills were that he signed?
The other bill was the Healthcare Provider Shield Act, which was Senator Oyer's bill, and the third bill was Senator Mack's bill. That was a name change bill and just updating the law, kind of like when folks used to get divorced, they would force you to put your name in the paper, and that was very public. So kind of in that
Because your
vein.
name change.
Yeah, it's a name change. So when you change your name, they would force you to put it in the paper. Now you don't have to do that anymore.
Okay.
So
Now the governor also
Consistency.
vetoed some bills yesterday. One would have legalized. Now, how did you say this drug, Dave? It's Kratom.
Kratom.
It is Kratom?
Yeah, Kratom.
Okay, Kratom, which is an herb that supporters say helps the recovery from things like opioid addiction, but opponents say it's just as addictive as opium. So
You're
the
replacing
governor-
drugs.
Yeah, from this drug to the other one. So
They're both
governor-
illegal, and they wanted to make this one legal.
It's just as addictive. So the governor vetoed that one.
Yep,
So
not
you start
surprising.
off on the illegal ones,
Not
and then you
surprising
get
there.
He also vetoed what would be a ban on non-compete clauses for state employees.
How ludicrous is this? They ban
they're
it for
public.
privates, and oh, by the way,
Or public.
this doesn't apply to the
to
state.
you. That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh, does that frost me?
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh, does that frost me?
And three others that would have created advisory boards for issues the governor says are already covered by state law. So, okay, so those are the ones he vetoed yesterday. All right. So, in Massachusetts, by the way, if you're a person that likes to take Uber or Lyft, get ready to pay a lot more.
A lot more.
It's not cheap anyway.
They're already.
not cheap
they're
anyway, is
already
right.
hardly worth it. They're hardly worth it now.
Well, it depends on where you
Depends
want to
on
go.
your circumstance.
Yeah,
They're
how far do you
cheaper
wanna
than
get?
a DUI for sure, and
But
safer.
now,
Yeah. DUI is about
now-
10 grand.
Yeah.
now if you're a driver for, and I saw ads with Uber drivers in Massachusetts that were against this.
Yeah, of course.
We like the way it is right now.
Right.
We work when we want to work. We'll make as much money as we feel like making. But no, the state reached an agreement with Uber and Lyft, and saying the agreement requires that drivers must be paid a minimum of $32.50 an hour, and get benefits as well. So what they're saying, I've talked to Uber drivers. I say, how many hours do you work a week? 3.
Yeah.
Because that's all they have time for, or all they want to do. Sometimes they're
Right.
retired. So you can work for Uber now or Lyft in Massachusetts, drive your car around for 3 hours, never pick up anybody, and you've just made $97.50. 4 hours, you're up to 130.
All of this is contrary
Right.
to the entire theory behind the services.
That's right. Like,
Which
I don't get
which
it.
were so madly popular to begin with that they put numerous taxi cab companies out of business.
Yes.
Yeah. There's no such thing as calling a cab anymore, unless you're in New York.
I still
Well,
see
then you
them.
just have to
I
hail them.
still see them in Mass, but
They,
anyway.
they call them
don't
ride
care.
share systems, but they're not.
Yeah.
You don't ever share the ride.
well, you can.
You can,
If-
Well, yeah,
if-
you can,
if-
but you
but
don't.
nobody ever wants to.
Right.
But I have seen it when I go to St. Louis, Dave. You see, when the groups come in, they all ask who's coming in at this time,
Right.
saying or relatively close to when I'm landing, and let's share an Uber to the hotel.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to do on the app to split the costs. It's so okay. I pay half and you pay half, and like that. So it is very easy to do.
I've shared it in bigger cities when I'm traveling,
Yes, if you're at your house
and
you
it's
call an Uber,
cheaper.
you're not going to do
yeah.
a
If it's just a few
share.
bucks,
Yeah.
$2 or $3, and you're like, eh. You say, oh, no,
Governor Maura
Moore
Healey says the lawsuit was always about fairness for the drivers.
Baloney.
Yeah, and
It's all about the trend of government
say they
beating
wanna-
up on business.
they want to receive a fair wage. The drivers know what they're getting into when they sign up.
Exactly.
This is how
Before
you
you
get
know it-
paid. If you take a lot of rides, you get more money.
Right.
It's just how it works.
Taxi cab drivers,
Yeah.
or the taxi cab industry, generally was replaced by ride share, which is what they call it, because they couldn't compete because of the heavy government regulation.
Yeah.
Now, the government lost their whipping boys and girls, and now they got to make whipping boys and girls out of the people that drove them out of town. I'm really frosted about this. Seriously.
I want to get a job.
And
now
I'm embarrassed
and just drive
by
around
an
and not pick
attorney
up
general
anybody.
who's going to be running for higher office based on the fact that he absolutely extorted money out of companies to get his favor to sign off on something that the idiot legislature gave him the final say on.
Is this the AG in Rhode Island or Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But the Uber thing is Massachusetts.
So what?
Is it happening in Rhode Island?
It's a trend.
Could be. But it doesn't say the AG
It's
has
not
to
Don't
just
try
sign
it.
on
Don't-
I'm trying to
try
say
it in
it's
Block
not
Island,
just Massachusetts.
Right.
This is a trend.
Well, now it'll move on to the other states.
Right.
Sure. We'll see. Okay. We're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program right now, and this portion has been brought to you by the Valley Breeze newspapers, which Dave happens to have right in front of him.
I do. I have the government. Sorry.
You have the government?
Let me change the pages here. I have the Cumberland Lincoln edition in my hand right now with a nice picture and nice story from Sophia Barr on the Cumberland High School graduating class of 2024. Cumberland Fire Department urges caution as it's another record year of runs for the Cumberland Fire Department. Let's be careful out there. And in Lincoln, Sophia Barr reports that firefighters in Lincoln saved some lucky ducks from a storm drain.
I saw that.
Remember that? It's
Yeah.
a great story. Pick that up and read that. You'll love it. If you're in Woonsocket or North Smithfield or Blackstone, you've got your own edition without the ducks, but you can pick up your edition for Cumberland and Lincoln right here at the radio station. All right, so let's see. Serving North Smithfield, Woonsocket, and Blackstone, the Breeze right here. Now, here's a guy you know because he was on the Coffee and Show last week. Ron Blaze of North Smithfield. It shows him at his ham radio set during field day last Saturday
Out in
with a
Scituate.
big smile on his face, and that was Saturday and Sunday, of course. Very, very nice. Hamming it up is the title.
Clever.
North Smithfield rolls out the new automated trash program on Monday.
All right.
Ah, yes. This is a good way to, I guess they're trying to keep the costs of trash removal down, and this is a way of doing it by automating it. North Smithfield is going to join Burrillville and Smithfield now in this new program. It starts on Monday, July the 1st in North Smithfield. You should have already gotten your 96-gallon recycling cart, bigger than your usual 64-gallon recycling cart. And the reason you got that is because they ain't going to pick up your recycling every week. They're going to do it every other week in North Smithfield, as they do in Burrillville and over in Smithfield as well. But, of course, because trash is trash and it's festering and rotting and everything else like that, pick that up every week because it's just not safe. It's not healthy to leave it sit around in the hot summer months festering and spoiling and stuff like that.
Ick.
So that'll be every week. All right, and that's starting up on Monday in North Smithfield. You already got a little postcard from Waste Management, who's the vendor, and any other questions, just go to Town Hall and raise Cain. Galileo's Skate Park. This is the Woonsocket story on the front page of the Valley Breeze this week. I know that we talked about Galileo's opening up there near Burlington in the Woonsocket Plaza on Diamond Hill Road, and it has a big story about all of that and their soft opening, their ribbon cutting, and all the rest of that sort of thing. And then a continuing problem in North Smithfield. They built a beautiful athletic complex with no parking. And people who go there,
Don't know where to park.
hundreds and hundreds of people
Yeah.
come to the games
Park on the
with
street.
parking for 50.
Yeah.
And so they go out and park on the street. So, of course, now the town fathers say, you can't park
do
on the street.
that.
Public safety says, you can't park on the street. This isn't safe. There's no sidewalks there. There's no crossing guards. Blah, 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 blah. And so they put up no parking signs. Well, that solved the problem, didn't it?
It creates another problem.
So
This has been an ongoing problem.
yes. So the North Smithfield Town Council, in their infinite wisdom,
What did they
is
do?
planning to curb parking some other way. They're going to just keep on trying stupid things until something sticks to the walls. They'll probably send the cops out there to ticket cars. I don't know what they're planning on doing. I don't really know, and I'm just so steamed today that I don't even want to go there. But pick
right.
up the Valley Breeze, read it at your leisure, and enjoy, because not only do you have great news, local news stories like that, but also great advertisements from great local advertisers. Valley Breeze.
Very good, Dave. Thanks. More Coffee Ants coming up. Stay tuned.
Hey, Red.
Who? Me?
Your face is beet red and you look like you're gonna pass out.
Well, I'm a little dizzy, but working outside in this heat, what are you going to do?
You're in danger of heat exhaustion, my friend. And if you want to finish up this job today and get paid, you need to take a break in the shade and drink some water. Now, got it?
Yeah, but I gotta...
You gotta stay safe and healthy to stay on the job, right?
That's true.
A message from the Rhode Island Department of Health and the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
The 97th annual Arnold Mills July 4th Parade will kick off at 11 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, July 4th. Starting at the state line between Massachusetts and Rhode Island on Nate Whipple Highway and traveling down Nate Whipple Highway and disbanding at Abbott Run Valley Road. It's preceded by the annual On the Road 4-mile road race starting at 9 a.m. The Arnold Mills July 4th Parade Committee invites you and your family and friends to come and watch our spectacular parade. And please thank our major donors that have made the parade possible this year. The Valley Breeze Newspapers, Marathon Sports, P Pottery, and Phantom Farms and Phantom Farms Brewing.
Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards and Melissa Murray. Just looking at things going on around the country. I don't like when this kind of story pops up, and it pops up every now and then, and it's about casinos where people win a large sum of money at casinos, and the casino says, we're not paying you.
Is that so?
And this happened in Detroit.
Sounds like an insurance company.
A Detroit woman is suing MGM Grand after she won $127,000. She was playing progressive blackjack on October 30th, last October 30th. The casino says, we're not paying you because she was trespassing due to a panhandling incident 9 years ago in 2015. Now, she says the incident was all a misunderstanding. She was arguing with her cousin and not panhandling. The casino has no comment right now on the situation, but they will look. Casinos will look for
Any
anything
reason, yeah.
not to pay out large sums of money.
Just like insurance companies.
It's incredible, and even you see the people that win like on the slot machines.
Right.
And they win the millions and millions, and then the casino shows up. The machine was faulty, and we're not paying you.
Right.
You as the consumer, I don't care if the machine was faulty.
Yeah, not my problem.
It says
Your
I
problem.
win.
Right.
But somehow the casino wins.
The casino
they do. They're-
always wins.
Yeah, have you ever played at a slot machine?
Very, very rarely.
Yeah, I know,
'cause there's
and
no
I don't. But I'm
skill at a slot machine.
But I see Denise do it, and sometimes I
Yeah.
keep her company when she's doing it. I forget the exact wording, but it's something about malfunction voids all pays and plays.
It says that on the machine.
It's printed on the machine.
Must be in tiny print. And who reads that?
Malfunction voids all pays and plays. And
But it's
so
not-
that's what they're hanging their hat on
Yeah.
when they say, "Oh no, the machine malfunctioned. Wasn't supposed to do that."
Well, the blackjack's different, though. I'm not quite sure what progressive blackjack is,
yeah.
but other than you just keep
Roll-
adding
yeah,
on and
rolling
adding
it
on
over.
and
Yeah.
adding on.
Yeah.
Usually, blackjack is played with a dealer, so there's
I
no
would
malfunctioning
expect- I would
machine
expect.
here. So I don't. And they're not hanging it on a machine. They said, "Oh no, you're violating a trespass order we had against you from 9 years ago." Like, all right, and well, casinos have some very high-paid lawyers who
Yes, they do.
who go out.
You
who
can't
do
beat
things
them.
like- it's-
They're always going to win.
The house wins.
Always.
Not always. I've wanted the. I mean, not that
I
kind
mean,
of money.
right? No, right. But
Me going
like,
home with $60, then I'm going, okay.
yeah, that's
You've
that's-
won, Joe.
That's
They
pennies
consider
for
that
them.
an
For you.
investment
Yeah,
toward
'cause you
Yes,
might come back.
future
Yeah.
earnings.
Yes, that's right.
Exactly.
Turn that around. Put that in the slot machine, will you? Hey, the Caesar salad is turning 100 years old on July 4th.
It is
July 4th.
next Thursday.
The Caesar salad was invented
There's a story
by
behind this,
an
Melissa.
Italian chef in Mexico on an American holiday a century ago. Cesar Cardini.
And his name was Cesar.
Cesar.
Yes.
He lived in San Diego, opened his restaurant Caesar's in Tijuana the year before to avoid prohibition in the United States. Ooh, smart.
Yeah.
While running low on supplies over the especially busy holiday, Caesar threw together what he had what's hanging around.
That's
So we
right.
got lettuce and made it table side, and
Got
that's the
eggs.
Caesar salad
Vinegar.
that we enjoy worldwide today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With anchovies. That's my preference. The
You like
real
it?
Caesar
Yeah, a
salad
real Caesar
has
salad?
anchovies.
They never serve it that way.
They
because
never do.
The little buggers are expensive, you know.
Yeah.
What do you have to?
anchovies.
Do you have to ask for?
Well, a lot of
anchovies
people
on your
don't like
Caesar
them because
salad?
they're
Yeah.
very, very strong and salty.
Anchovies, yeah.
And so a lot of people don't care for them. So it's an excuse because anchovies are expensive. Just don't put it on the salad.
But it used to be
Even-
you had the option.
My favorite combination pizza over here at Ollie's, they don't put it on unless you ask.
Ask for it, okay.
Because they get so many complaints when they do.
Oh yeah, yeah. I want everything, but not the fishes.
Yeah.
All right, is this a good idea? Happened in Salem, Oregon. A coin toss has determined the outcome of Oregon's Republican Party primary election for state representative in District 8. They flipped a coin.
What?
I've heard of this before. It's happened before.
No candidate filed to run for the Republican nomination. Lisa Fregala and Doyle Canning each received 7 write-in votes. A coin toss in the Oregon Secretary of State's office determined the outcome. Canning won, but was barred from receiving the Republican nomination because she had already lost the Democratic primary. Canning was also a candidate for that seat's Democratic race.
You think Woonsocket
this
in
is-
Northern Rhode Island has
Have
a,
a- has a
has
bizarre,
a
huh?
hedge on all the craziness here?
So she's like, okay, hold on. She's like, well, I lost.
I lost in the
I,
Democratic
I
side.
ran as a Democrat and I lost.
Yes.
So now I'm gonna go for it again.
Right in
Well,
on the
no,
Republican
someone
side.
else wrote her name in,
Oh,
or his name.
so
Doyle, I think, is a guy.
right.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
it was seven people.
Each got 7. Yeah. So he wins the coin toss.
This is wild.
I take heads. He couldn't
Okay.
get the. He's going to take the job. He just couldn't get the nomination because he lost because he ran in the Democratic primary. That's why he didn't get the Republican nod. Okay. The outcome of the coin toss creates a vacancy, and the Republican Party will select a new nominee. So
Okay.
Sounds like they gamed the whole thing.
don't-
Oh,
Yeah,
if we
this
do
is-
this and we do that.
well, we don't want to have want to have another vote, another election. That's going to cost money. So I have
And
a
we don't want to
quarter.
have another coin toss. After all, that can get
So,
expensive.
Who, ladies
So we're just
first.
gonna
What do you
appoint
want?
one.
Because they
Yeah.
never give you the quarter back, you know?
Well, that's the Secretary of State. So
That's
my
unreal.
quarter.
That's unreal.
We, I'm sure they said.
Well,
"Oh,
I don't know. How unreal is it? I mean, we had one possible candidate here in Woonsocket pull papers for one thing, and then they walked back in the next day and they pulled papers for another office.
That happened in Cumberland as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Somebody pulled papers for one thing on Monday and then withdrew them on Tuesday and then put them back in for something else on Wednesday. So it happens.
well, the way I heard the stories, they didn't withdraw
you
the paper.
you can do that.
They
It's-
just went and pulled papers for another one. They said, you
Yeah.
know, we're going to get
So
rid of the other.
Then
You
it
can-
happens automatically, I guess.
yeah.
it
no.
does.
No.
They invalidated their earlier
right.
declaration.
Well, whatever you do last. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is what you're running for.
It's like
Yeah,
wills,
yeah,
whichever
yeah.
one is last.
You can't say I'm running for this and running for this in case I lose this.
Right.
Maybe
I
I'll-
mean, I
maybe I'll
guess
win this one.
theoretically you don't have to withdraw if you just file a different seat, and then it nullifies the previous one. Maybe it's
All
a
right.
little less administrative work. I don't know, but it does happen.
But
Yeah.
I mean, first they went
Yeah.
for council
Right.
because people tell them, well, don't go for mayor. We don't want a primary. And guess what?
We're gonna have a
It's already a primary. So,
And there's already primary for
so he
council.
said, I'm not going to be responsible for causing a primary,
Yeah.
and I really did want to run for mayor.
So I'll run for city
So,
council.
and there's 16 people I'm up against on, on the council side.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll pull papers for mayor.
Well, he's running for. He did run for city council, and that got neglected, and now he's running for state rep.
State rep.
If we're talking about the same guy.
Yep. Went from
Okay.
council to state rep.
Did I get confused by
Yes,
this?
he's not
Yeah.
running for mayor. Didn't
Okay.
pull papers for mayor. Now he's running against John Green.
You're thinking of someone who was
Oh,
going to
that's right.
run for Senate, but then didn't, but is now running for mayor.
Okay.
Yes.
In other news, the NFL is being ordered
And
to pay.
by the way, I'm comfortable leaving the names out of this on account of we're talking about some negative things. And
Right.
here, this early in the season, I don't want to be ridiculing
I don't think
candidates.
it's. I don't think it's negative to change.
President's a
your,
little different,
Your
but-
mind, but yeah,
The
it
NFL,
happens. It happens.
NFL is being ordered to pay about $5 billion
That's
in
it?
damages. That's it. Billion with a B.
they
billion.
barely have to
Damages.
go to the safe for that.
After being
Joe.
ruled to have violated antitrust laws, a jury in the U.S. District Court
Oh, everybody knew that.
Found that the league conspired with DirecTV and other networks partners to increase the price of the NFL Sunday ticket package
Right.
from 2011 to 2022.
Because they get a cut.
The NFL plans to appeal, though. We don't want to pay this money.
Yeah,
And-
we'll appeal until people get tired of hearing about it, and then we'll make a settlement.
New court documents say Michael Jackson was more than $500 million in debt when he
Yikes.
passed away. Wow.
Well, he bought so much stuff, and he had that. Well, what do you call it?
Neverland?
Yeah.
Well, it's an estate,
Yeah.
but some people call it a compound.
It's been 15 years since he passed away.
Wow.
Filing said Jackson's estate was left financially liable for $40 million to tour promoter AEG.
Yeah, because he signed to do a tour, and then he
Yeah,
died.
yeah. He died,
Oh,
so-
yeah.
So, all righty. That'll do it for the show for today.
Oh, gee whiz, we're
Yes.
just getting to the
I
good
know.
stuff.
We run out of time, so I'm sorry about that.
What's
Michael
Taylor Swift
Jackson,
doing these
and
days?
we're out.
Him and Travis Kelsey are doing TV commercials for something.
Him and her?
Yeah, he's showing up at her
Okay,
shows and
great.
picking her up and carrying her around because he's a very large man.
Him and
she's
Travis
about, what,
Kelsey?
100 pounds? Her and Travis Kelsey.
I think
yeah,
you
yeah.
misspoke there. You pulled a Joe Biden.
No, Taylor and Travis.
you
Play back the
had to
tape. Just having fun,
You,
Joe.
you are
Hey,
determined
it's
to
gonna be
make
a
that a
fun
thing.
weekend.
It's going to be a thing.
Get everything you
All
want to
right.
do outdoors done tomorrow, and then enjoy Sunday with a
the
little
rain.
shelter, maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
Dave, thanks for coming in today.
Been a great time of spending it with friends. I love Coffee Inn.
All right. And Melissa, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
All
Have
right.
a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the weather while you can.
Enjoy the great weather is right. I'm Joe Callahan. We'll talk to you again on Monday. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
2 Massachusetts men have been indicted for a murder for hire plot here in Rhode Island.